Hey everybody, it's Craig with another Pocketnow face-off, and this time we're after dual-core supremacy featuring the Samsung Galaxy S2 versus the HTC EVO 3D. Alright, let's kick off our face-off for dual-core world domination between the Samsung Galaxy S2 and HTC EVO 3D. We're going to cover the basic specs on both of our combatants. We're going to do a little boot up check for available RAM. We're going to run the Quadrant Standard benchmark test, the Smart Bench test, as well as the Impact Pro test. We'll also have our unofficial speed test. We'll do a little gaming extravaganza, and then we'll wrap this up with our browser comparison. And hang on, after that I'll have attached to this video a couple of video samples, one from the Galaxy S2 and also one from the HTC EVO 3D for your viewing pleasure. Alright, let's kick this off. Galaxy S2 weighs in at 116 grams, definitely the lighter of the two. Offers a 4.3-inch Super AMOLED Plus capacitive touch display showing resolution of 480 by 800 and offers Gorilla Glass. Upper left-hand corner, you've got a 2-megapixel front-facing camera for video calls. Below the display, you've got two touch-sensitive keys, back key and main menu key. And in the center, you've got your physical key, which is a home key. On the EVO 3D, weighs in at 170 grams. Again, it offers a 4.3-inch display, this being a 3D Super LCD capacitive touch display with a QHD resolution of 540 by 960. Also offers Gorilla Glass. Upper right-hand corner, you've got a front-facing 1.3-megapixel camera for video calls. Below the display, you have four touch-sensitive keys, home key, main menu key, back key, and search key. All right, let's talk batteries momentarily. The battery on the Galaxy S2 is 1650 milliamp hour battery, rated at 8 hours and 40 minutes of talk time. On the EVO 3D, you've got a larger battery, 1730 milliamp hour battery, but only rated at 8 hours of talk time. Cameras. Galaxy S2 offers an 8-megapixel camera with autofocus, LED flash, geotagging, touch focus, face and smile detection, as well as image stabilization. Video capture is 1080p at 30 frames per second. On the EVO 3D, you get two 5-megapixel cameras with autofocus, dual LED flash, image stabilization, as well as face detection. Video capture 720p at 30 frames per second, and still pictures as well as video are captured in both 2D and 3D. All right, let's talk a little bit about memory. Galaxy S2 comes in two versions, either 16 or 32 gigabytes of internal storage. Also comes with both versions come with 1 gigabyte of RAM. The EVO 3D comes with 4 gigabytes of internal storage, 1 gigabyte of RAM. Both of them offer Wi-Fi 802.11b/G/N. The Galaxy S2 also offers 802.11a. They both have DLNA support as well as HDMI out through the micro USB port. They both offer Bluetooth version 3.2 with support for A2DP. Galaxy S2 also has support for high-speed data transfer. They both offer GPS with support for AGPS. They both can be used as Wi-Fi hotspots. Galaxy S2 offers the Exynos 1.2 gigahertz dual-core processor. EVO 3D comes with Qualcomm's 1.2 MSM 8660 dual-core processor. Operating system is Android 2.3 Gingerbread on both. The UI on the Galaxy S2 is Samsung's TouchWiz 4.0, and on the EVO 3D, it's HTC Sense version 3.0. All right, let's start putting them through their paces. Let's boot them both up and check for available RAM. There we go. One down. One to go. And you can see we've got the quick boot on, turned on the EVO 3D. We'll go into settings, go into applications, running services. We'll let that settle. Starts out with almost 600 megabytes of free RAM. And let's go into the settings on the GS2 applications and running services. Alright, let that settle. On the EVO 3D, we've got 600 megabytes of free RAM. In Galaxy S2, we'll let that settle. Looks like it's going to stick around 630 megabytes of free RAM. Alright, let's kick this off with the Quadrant Standard benchmark test. Got them both off. Good clean start on both. Alright, let's check our results. And the Galaxy S2 came back with a 3303 on the Quadrant Standard benchmark test. and the EVO 3D came back at 1960. So our winner of the Quadrant Center benchmark test is the Galaxy S2. All right, next up, let's run the Smart Bench test, and we're off. Good clean start on both. All right, let's check our results. And on the Smart Bench test, the Galaxy S2 came back with a productivity index of 3849 versus just over 2000 on the EVO 3D. And on the games index, the Galaxy S2 came back with a 2312 versus 1690 on the EVO 3D. So our winner of the Smart Bench test is the Galaxy S2. And last but not least, let's run our LenPack Pro for Android test. And the Galaxy S2 is our winner with megaflops 56.001 in 1.5 seconds versus megaflops of 44.903 in a time of 1.87 seconds on the EVO 3D. So we've got a unanimous winner on our three tests, the Samsung Galaxy S2. It's time for our unofficial speed test, and both of these handsets have built-in task managers where we can clear the memory or kill all the apps, so let's do that to start with. So we've got that done. Let's go back to our main screen. I'll make this as close as I can. Start with calendar, and that was definitely the Galaxy S2. Let's try settings. That looked to be the Galaxy S2. Let's try maps. That seemed to be the Galaxy S2. Let's try contacts. That was definitely the Galaxy S2. Let's try messaging. That was definitely the Galaxy S2. Let's try the market. And they're both hooked up to the same Wi-Fi network. And that was definitely the Galaxy S2. Let's try Gmail. That was the Galaxy S2. And then let's try, what do I want to do? Movies, third party. And that was the Galaxy S2 even while getting email. And then let's check as far as filing up the...
Love the look of freshly colored hair. Now you don't have to wait 6 weeks to...
So it looks like our Galaxy S2 was the unanimous winner of our unofficial speed test. All right, it's time to continue our face-off for world dual-core domination between the EVO 3D and Galaxy S2 with our gaming portion. Got Raging Thunder 2 loaded on both. Got the lights turned on, hopefully give you a little bit of look at the graphics. And again, remember, I'm running this through a camera, so be gentle with your comments. All right, there's a lap on the EVO 3D. Take a look at the Galaxy S2. All right, and there's our lap on the Galaxy S2. All right, it's time to wrap up another Pocketnow face-off for dual-core world supremacy between the Samsung Galaxy S2 and HTC EVO 3D with our browser comparison. Got them both running off the same Wi-Fi network. They've both been updated to Adobe Flash Player 10.3. They both have Flash fully enabled. And I don't think oh yeah, don't forget to stick around after the browser comparison. We're going to have the video comparison shot from both Galaxy S2 as well as the HTC EVO 3D. So make sure you stick around and check that out. All right, let's head over to Engadget first up, and we're off. And it looks like the EVO 3D is out in front. And it's going to be, who's going to take it? It's going to be the Galaxy S2 is done. EVO 3D is done. Galaxy S2 looks a hair smoother, but not by much. Both very, very smooth. Probably two of the best browsers out there right now. There's double tap to zoom in, and again pinch to zoom. You get the dynamic rewrap on the Galaxy S2, on the EVO 3D, which you don't get on the Galaxy S2. Zoom all the way out, but both of them handle it very well. You can see just how smooth the Galaxy S2 is. All right, let's head over to Pocketnow. There we go. And we're off. And the Galaxy S2 looks pretty serious. Here comes the EVO 3D. You can see the difference in the displays with the depth of color on both and clarity. And right now everything's loaded but the flash, so we're going to see who's got the oomph, the horsepower to get the flash loaded first. Looks like the Galaxy S2 is going to take it, but who knows? We're both working on getting that done. And it's going to be does anybody want to do it? Galaxy S2. As you can see, very smooth, fully loaded, double tap to zoom in. No problems. Very, very smooth. All right, EVO 3G is done. 3D, excuse me. Smooth, but not to the extent that you'd see on the Galaxy S2. Let's go check out that story. And our winner here is going to be the... Again, now we've got to load all our flash again. And you can see the flash ad up on top that the EVO 3D is running, that the Galaxy S2 is running, that the EVO 3D did not pick up on. And again, Galaxy S is very smooth. Little problem with rendering the text here on the EVO 3D. Double tap, let's see if we can get it to render properly. There we go, now we've got it rendering right. But of the two, I would have to definitely say Galaxy S2 is the smoother of the two. And definitely the most responsive as well. Alright, so there's a look at our face-off for dual-core domination between the Samsung Galaxy S2, HTC EVO 3D. I'd have to say, my personal opinion, Galaxy S2 is still our reigning champion. This is Craig for Pocketnow, and I hope this has been helpful. Don't forget, stick around for our video comparison soon as I'm gone. Take care.